My name is Randy Bigley. Joining me on the podcast right now from Kingwood Center Gardens is the Executive Director, Josh Steffen. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. How long have you been out there now?
Well, I started in June 14th of 2021.
Okay. Wow.
Right? It is 21, right? Yeah.
Yes.
You know, it's going by fast.
The year's just got to go.
I know. It's blurring.
Kingwood Center, like I said, I'm very familiar. I grew up around that area my whole life. And so I was talking to you before we started the podcast that my earliest memories were when I was in kindergarten going out there and doing a field trip out there. I remember that. It was so much fun. Yeah. And it's still a great time to go out there. We usually try to get there, especially during Halloween time with the pumpkins, which I know you started back up again after COVID.
Yeah, pumpkin glow. The great pumpkin glow is back in full force. Yeah.
Awesome. Christmas time is beautiful. In fact, my wife's business sometimes does a Christmas tree. We didn't do it this year. We usually, last 2 years, we've done a Christmas tree, decorated a tree for her business out there, which is a lot of fun. So it's a great time. The cool thing about Kingwood Center is what I like is it appeals to all ages, from little kids to older people. It appeals to everybody, doesn't it?
Right. Well, and the great thing, as I've been getting to know Kingwood, is the deep institutional collective memory that's there. It's a organization, it's 69 years in existence since 1953, and there's a lot of memory of all ages, exactly from the early childhood. There's still people alive who remembers Mr. King. They were fairly young, but they remember all of that, and it's kind of that history and that connection over time is really, it's a place that is timeless in a lot of ways, that I think is an anchor for people, that they remember their early experiences. They go back and they go, oh wow, it's still there, and so they still feel those connections that are really important.
You guys just added a beautiful welcome center out there, haven't you?
Yeah, the Garden Gateway. We're really trying to up the entrance experience, as well as give a collection point and orientation point for the visitor coming in. It's about the guest engagement, and we see all of our visitors as guests, not as visitors. Visitors come and go. Guests are, they're personally invited by Mr. King to come to his private estate and to enjoy, what he had there to offer, and that's how that's what he did. He would throw parties. He loved to create social events, and we certainly want to do that for the informal visit as well as for people who are coming for, a paid event like Pumpkin Glow.
And there's always stuff going on there. You guys have events a lot, year round, don't you?
Right. Yeah. Well, and this is only our second year of going into, we just completed our second year of full all year round. We used to be only open from the beginning of April through Christmas. And now with the Garden Gateway, we have gone 24/7, but 365 basically. We only closed a few days of the year, and so it's a paradigm shift in that way for the organization, and hopefully for the visitor. Yeah,
and all the greenhouses too. I remember, I love the greenhouses too, and they're it's a cool place.
Yeah, well, and again, if there isn't some place in this immediate kind of north central Ohio to experience that. You can go to Stan Hewitt in Akron.
Right.
You go down to Columbus to Franklin Park, but there isn't that equivalent, and so it holds a special spot and opportunity for people to visit and experience.
So everything coming up here pretty soon there at Kingwood?
Well, obviously we're right now through the 1st of May. We have our Making Sense exhibit, so that's kind of the history and the science of perfume making, which fits, of course, very closely with all botanical art type stuff.
Right.
So it's very family friendly. There's very interactive. It's a traveling exhibit that we got from the North Carolina Arboretum, and just very professionally done. You get to actually make your own perfume.
Oh wow!
Kind of on a scratch and sniff sticker thing, but it's there's like interactive computer elements. There's little sniffer stations. So it's very interactive, very science based, and also ties in history, which is great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know you guys have concerts coming up on the lawn this year because I know we're one of the sponsors here.
Yep, Live on the Lawn will be happening again through the summer. And we'll be building up. We're going to continue to add to our different kind of anchoring seasonal offerings.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's Christmas, and we're working on a rebranding, trying to kind of bundle some experiences by the season and create these seasonal shows.
Okay.
So, there's more coming, of course, down the pike here.
Anything you'd like to see here in the near future for Kingwood? Anything you're working on?
Well, we're kind of we embarked on a new round of kind of strategic conversation. Mm-hmm. The Garden Gateway was sort of the culminating first phase to our most recent master plan from 2015. That's 7 years ago, going
Wow.
on 8.
Yeah.
So it's an opportunity to kind of pause, and you got a new director. We have some new staff, so it's introducing them to Kingwood, introducing me to Kingwood, introducing me to the community, and it's a chance to kind of go pivot. And do we want to kind of refocus our mission a little bit, not change it, but kind of tool it a little bit differently. And so that's an exciting opportunity that we're just kind of in the middle of with my staff and board.
Great thing about Kingwood also, Kingwood Center, is people from all over the world know about this place. I mean, I've had people in different states that know have been to Kingwood Center just to come to Mansfield just to go to Kingwood Center.
Yeah, it's a public garden that I mean, even as a public garden professional, most of my career I've been aware of it. I visited as with some church friends way back, and I couldn't remember if it was like right around high school or early college. And my memory was the duck pond, the sunken garden, and the parking lot. I don't know why those three memories are my memories, but they are. And the annual displays we've always been known for, that quality of sort of classic and elegant display of plants, as well as ducks and peacocks. So that's never going to go away in that sense. We might have a slightly different emphasis in sort of our mission and our message going forward, but that's yet to be determined and emerging from our conversations.
You guys offer tours of the house during the year?
We do. The house is open during our operational hours most of the time. You can check the website. Of course, always go to our website, kingwoodcenter.org. to kind of get the latest updates of what's going on. But we also offer group tours we have certain set options. You could get a tour of our artwork, certainly our property adjacent across the street from Park Avenue, our most popular tours of our Townsend House, which I think it's popular because everybody sees it up on the hill.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I'm like, what is that? And so it's odd that our most popular tour is not even of the gardens. So,
sure, yeah.
But people like it, and so we have these options that you can schedule, and of course, pay a little group sales fee and get a discount by doing it on the group level. And
memberships are available. I mean,
memberships are available at several different price points, depending on what you're looking for. We also are revamping our Peacock Playhouse.
Okay.
There's several things going on, but trying to make it even more interactive for early childhood. And then our storybook trail is going to be getting a facelift, making it more ADA friendly with the surface material that we're using.
Sure.
At least. So.
Wow.
Lots of some fairly large changes and some that are just more small scale stuff.
Of course, don't forget the gardens out there are beautiful.
Yes.
We're starting to kick in for the spring, summertime.
The early spring bulbs are kind of at their peak right now, and then we'll be shifting into the mid-season daffodils, and then the tulips will be coming along with all the spring flowering shrubs. We plant roughly 25,000 spring bulbs. Of that, about 16,000 tulips. So we've always been apparently known for our tulip displays that have kind of had to evolve and change over time. But there's always hyacinths and all kinds of different daffodils. And right now our crocus field through our one woodland area next to the mansion is in full bloom. So that's it's a very beautiful naturalized planting of mostly purple and white. With a little yellow orange mixed in, so it's kind of pretty
fascinating. And like I said, the Kingwood Center changes with the seasons. Right?
It does actually. It changes by. That's what's one of the beauties of gardening is it's an evolving art form by the hour. Different light levels, different things are coming and going. So it's always something you can really make a daily visit out of, and always see something new. If you're one that is willing to practice mindfulness and pay attention.
Yeah.
So.
Do you have a website available so people check things out?
Yep, it's at, of course, kingwoodcenter.org. And if you need the www in front of that, we've all dropped that now. I loved how it used to be HTTP or whatever, and then it was
the colon /
Yeah. Now we just say kingwoodcenter.org, and everybody knows what to do.
Awesome. So if you haven't ever checked out Kingwood Center, do it, man. Especially this time of year, all year round. Like you said, you're going to have a different experience every season.
And winter is kind of always a subtle time to go and be in the garden. We got the greenhouses open, of course. You can be there. Spring, things are just starting to kind of take off, and then you get the exuberance of summer with the annuals and the perennials that are going gangbusters. And then fall, you're starting to kind of see the climax of the beauty. I love how spring starts with trees. Yeah. And it ends with trees. Yeah. In terms of the display. Yeah. And then you get everything in between. So there's and then of course Christmas with our which is a long-standing tradition. Even Mr. King was really a big fan of Christmas. So the house will continue to be decorated. We'll be adding more and more light displays over time as we roll those out and design them. So there's always going to be more being added. Kingwood has become more of a destination. It's no longer just the big fish in a little pond in just Mansfield's backyard. It's still there's a sense of ownership in Mansfield, and it should always be that way. But we've drawn in a larger. Drawn from further afield, which is cool.
All right, Josh, thank you so much for coming in today.
Absolutely.
Thank you.